Oh, man. All right. So, obviously this last Memorial Day weekend, right?
Okay, go back. Okay.
There was a performance that went on of The Lion King. Okay? Now, it's a great performance overall, right? Most people did a good job in the cast. Except for one person.
What was that?
10-year-old Northwest. So apparently, my brother, Northwest, was in the production of The Lion King over this past Memorial Day weekend. And everybody loved the show, for the most part. But some people didn't think Northwest did such a great job. No, didn't like the singing. Didn't like the performance.
Okay.
But there were a couple people, though, that thought she did a great job. One being Kim Kardashian, of course. Kanye, of course. And all the other family members, they raved about her performance.
Right.
She didn't just play any old person in there, like one of the giraffes. And I'm like, no. One of the main roles of young Simba. Now, a lot of people online wasn't loving this, right? We got into the whole conversation of the Nepo-Baby, right? These babies of these big celebrities, they can do whatever they want. They can get any roles. And a lot of people wasn't liking it, right? So social media was going crazy, right?
Right.
Go on social media right here. And one of these people on social media, you know what she said? She said, listen, I'm sorry, but casting Northwest as Simba when there are hundreds of other properly trained theater kids with voices, voice coaches, dance skills, and experience was a horrible choice, right? It definitely makes you question the credibility of the casting director. You let Kim pay to ruin the show. Now, a question for you, Kay, is do you think that the casting director made a smart choice by casting Northwest to play young Simba? Or do you think you agree with a lot of other people on social media saying that they should have allowed other more talented kids or actors, singers, whatever, play the role of young Simba? What do you think?
I think it's life. Everyone, get over it. Get over it. Listen, I have no issue with it, right? Now, are there more talented? If you say there are. I didn't see the performance, but if there are more talented actors, performers for this role, so be it. But the idea of this Nepo nonsense, it's alive and well. For every Northwest that's in a Broadway production or production, how many parents have gotten their kids into an Ivy League school because they went there? Not based on performance, but based on pedigree, right? How many sons and daughters are in a union, the electricians union or plumbers union, because their father, grandfather worked in there and they made sure that person got in there. This is also the same conversation in and around LeBron and Bronny, right? Tons of folks are looking at Bronny and saying, listen, he's not an NBA player. LeBron is maybe leveraging his probability of playing with the team. If you draft my son, I have no problem with it. I have no problem whatsoever. Here's the thing, man. If people walk through life expecting things to be equal, then they are going to be grossly disappointed. Life is not equal. Life is fair, but it ain't equal. And don't confuse the two. If your parents are Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, then you get a starring role in a production. If I had a child and they got bumped for it, would I like it? Absolutely not. If my child was more talented, would I like it? Absolutely not. But I would also understand that if I were in a position to pull some Nepo strings, then I would do it. Done. That's just what that is. I a problem with it. I get some people being upset about it, and then I get the idea on the other side of, hell, if my child needed that support, that leverage, oh well to the rest of the world, because my child's, they're getting top choice. So nothing to see here, man.
So, I mean, you've produced plenty of productions, in your days and everything like that, and you do an amazing job. And, so do you think, like, casting people in whatever roles that you cast them as, isn't your main goal to get the very best person in whatever role that you are hiring them in your production? Don't you want to get, because you're a businessman, very smart, brilliant businessman, but isn't that the goal? Haven't you done that?
Yeah, but yes, but that may not necessarily be the goal. Like, I don't know. The goal could also be, think about when years ago when Diddy was in Raisin in the Sun, right? Those productions are incredibly expensive. He was certainly not the best actor. I don't even think he even did a good job in that. But who knows how many more people went to see him? How many more tickets were purchased? How much more they were able to raise the ticket prices? So to your point, a business decision, hey, I may have a short run, right? Hey, listen, get this person, get Northwest, get the Puffies of the world, whoever, to have a short run and then get someone else. This is the same argument where times when you'll hear actors complain about where the casting folks are putting rappers and non-actors in movies. I think Samuel L. some years back had commented on that. Listen, if I'm producing a movie and I also want to put some butts in the seat, I want to sell some ticket prices, I might book someone who's less talented but more known, right? So it's a gumbo of a lot of different things, man. So that's how I say it. There's so many more dynamics. There's a lot of calculus in that equation that people may not consider or may not even know, and maybe it's not for them to know.
Right.
Yeah,
I think it's hey, listen, we understand the Nepo baby, it's a real thing. We get that, we understand it. And I don't really have a problem with it if that child, the relative, whoever, actually has the talent to do what they need to do. Like, I think one of the best example of a Nepo baby who actually has talent and deserves to be there, which I have no problem. I love this actress. I think is Tracee Ellis Ross. Like, I think she, obviously her mom, Diana, just an icon, right? And when I first heard her coming out and she's going to be an actress and whatever, stuff like that, whatever. So, but she's actually very talented, very funny. She's great at what she does. She's beautiful. I love her. I think she's very talented. And I don't have any kind of problem with that. But where I see the problem is, for me personally, when you have someone in there, and listen, Northwest, she's only 10 years old, so she's a child or whatever. But there are children that that have more talent that I could see in a production like that. And I don't mind to see when people are put on because of who their relatives are, but just have that talent as well. She wasn't good. Yeah. She wasn't good.
Right.
And I'm just saying. Like, no, she's 10. I'm just saying. Just keeping it real.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. As I said, I didn't see it, but I will say this. I've seen a number of productions. I've worked in some productions. Yeah. And I have come across folks who were not necessarily the best for the role. They weren't necessarily very good.
It's not even good.
Right. But my point is if it happens it can happen in the normal course of business with no nepo, nothing like that, no one pulling the strings, no Wizard of Oz behind the curtain pulling strings or anything. And sometimes it just happens organic where someone's not very good for a role. So in this case, it just so happens that this was a plug. She's there. Come on, folks. Like get over it, man. Get over it. I don't know. Listen, I trust your eye and your opinion. If you say she wasn't very good,
not just mine.
Right.
Everybody
right. But I don't know anyone else. Right? But I know.
Yeah,
but I trust yours. If you said the performance wasn't worthy, then that's good enough for me. But to the bigger point, right? Like the whole Nepo part, which is at the crux of all of this, I 100% get it.
Yeah.
Right? If I had a child and there was a way that I could get them into that production, listen, for me, it's the school recital. When Kim and Yeezy are your parents, you get a you know.
Yeah, you get that.
Right, you get that, right? Like, so, I mean, that's what it is. Nothing to see here, man.
And the true thing is, not even just with Nepo, just with plain hookups. Like, I've gotten one job in my life by myself, right? And that was WBLS Radio. After that, every other job I got, it's because I knew somebody.
Right.
They put in a good word for me, right? They got my resume on that hiring manager's desk, and they put in a good word for me. I mean, I'm still a smart man,
right?
But still, there's plenty of smart people, way smarter than me,
right,
that would probably deserve that job. So whether it's Nepo, whether it's your friend, your boy hooking you up and getting you in the position, we all have to use whatever we need to use to get into that position. So I get it, and it's not a big deal.
Yeah, which is why I don't have a problem with it.